this is a ancient Egyptian Copic jar that I 3D printed. Um, it's where they would have the heart or whatever of their dearly departed mummy for the afterlife. And so printed in two pieces. I'll have something inside for the shoot. And so I 3D printed it. As I said, it's painted with a couple of light coats of primer filler. And now I'm going to put this sculpt coat on. It's kind of a powdery mix that you mix with water, and it makes it look like stone or rock or whatever. And so that's what we're doing now. A little hard to get into, but not sure what this is made of. It kind of like plaster of Paris, but it's supposed to have some polymers in it to make it hard. And alright, so that'll be enough of that. And let me make sure of how much. So 2 parts powder to 1 part water. And so I put 2 teaspoons. I'm going to put 2 of these. Actually, maybe a little bit more. I want it a little bit thinner. I'm only going to mix a little bit at a time because this stuff gets hard, and you can't save this. Once it starts getting hard, it gets hard, and I don't want to waste it. And I wanted it thin because the model has some texture to it, and I don't really want to fill in all that, so I'll just put a couple of thin coats. You can see it's pretty runny. Okay, we'll let this dry and come back for a second coat. I need to wash this out because it will dry, like I said, pretty hard. And I'm going to mix the second coat, I believe not as thin, but I did not want it to fill in all the little grooves in this model. Okay, so this is the first coat is dry. It's got a very rough texture. Like, not very rough, but like sandstone. And now we will put the second coat on, and I'm not going to make it as thin.
Let's see what this looks like. Fingerprints off of it. Nice. Get that up here.
Got a little bit more layer lines here on the top. Want to get rid of that. Okay, that's the second layer. I think it looks pretty good. We'll let this dry and we'll come back and see if there's any touch up or another coat, which at this point I don't think there will be, but we'll see. Okay, so this part is finished. The stone, the Sculptcoat stone finish looks pretty nice. There's a very rough texture like stone, like it's been carved. Okay, so this is about 4 days from when I let this thing start drying. Looks pretty good. It's all dry. The next step is to sand it. I got some of this 1000 grit padded sandpaper. I'll put my mask on because I don't want to breathe any of this stuff in. So I'll put this on. I'm not going to do much talking here because it sounds weird. Okay, I think that's good enough for sanding. I just wanted to knock off the high parts. Some things that obviously look like brush strokes. Off camera, and I do like the way this looks now. You know, as a ancient prop, it's supposed to look like it's been in the ground for a long time. I used these spritzer bottles, and I use these for distressing paper props that I use, and I'll put a link in the description. And they're called distress spritz, and they come in different colors. So the good thing about these is they're extremely thin, and they spray on a fine mist. So I was able to spray that on. This one gave some pretty cool gold tones, or gold flecks in there. It kind of looks like it was worn gold leaf. And then I used this brownish one and the darker, it's kind of a slate grayish maybe. Anyway, I used those sparingly on different parts with wiping it down with wet paper towel to kind of even it out. And I'm more happy with the way this looks. Now, was it right? You know, I don't know. But it will definitely work for the archaeologist video that we're going to shoot and use this, as well as some of our other props. I'll probably stick my Holy Grail in there someplace as an Easter egg. So that's about it. We can put this project to bed finally. And but I am pretty happy with it now. So, all right. So that's it for this prop build. See you in another.